took you so long?
The food was so good, everybody had triples. Okay. All right, I want to thank my colleagues for being here, Durbin, Klobuchar, Booker. Now, yesterday afternoon, Elon Musk confirmed what many of us have long been warning about. Republicans are ready to gut Social Security and Medicare. Yesterday, Elon Musk again lied in an interview and said that Social Security and Medicaid programs with tens of millions of people who need them are riddled with fraud and abuse. When referring to entitlements, which is exactly what Social Security and Medicaid are, he said most of the federal spending is entitlements, so that's the big one to eliminate. Eliminate! Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and Senate Republicans know their math on billionaire tax cuts won't work without slashing these vital benefits. They are so hell-bent on giving tax breaks to billionaires that they're willing to sort of just run a chainsaw across all of America, now including our elderly and our disabled, to achieve that goal of making these very, very wealthy people even wealthier. And you saw how Donald Trump, this is not just a one-off. Musk called Social Security a Ponzi scheme. The administration has cut lots of offices. I just learned that an office in a middle-sized city in my state, Social Security is being closed. The people don't know where to go. And Donald Trump, in the State of the Union, made up a whole bunch of lies, again, ridiculing Social Security. Americans certainly support eliminating waste, but they don't want to see their Social Security benefits taken away over a lie perpetuated in hopes of just slashing them to give tax breaks for billionaires paid for by the middle class. As Musk lies shamelessly about Social Security, he conveniently ignores the federal government already conducts an audit of Social Security every single year. He cherry-picks data to suggest that tens of millions of dead people are getting checks. This is a lie, like so many of his other lies. It's not just rhetoric. The assault on Social Security, as I mentioned, is already underway. DOJ has already taken over the SSA agency. Unlimited access to private data and benefits of tens of millions of Americans. The Trump administration has already begun to fire 7,000 staffers, shuttering local offices, exploding waiting times, delaying benefits. I asked my Republican colleagues over there, are you fine with this? Are you fine with decimating Social Security? Where's your voices? Do my colleagues agree with Musk calling Social Security one giant scam? They've done this before. Several times they've lost out, but they can't help themselves because the only way to get the deepest tax cuts for the billionaires is dramatically hurt Social Security, Medicaid, and Medicare. Take it away from people, and the American people, when they see what they're doing, are going to hate it. Senator Durbin.
I'd just like to add the following. 73 million Americans count on Social Security to survive. For Elon Musk to stand before us and say that it's some kind of a Ponzi scheme, easy for a billionaire to make that claim, but for a lot of American families, it's a lifeline. I want to make one other point. He referred to the people on Social Security as part of the parasite class. The parasite class. What would you think of a businessman who's facing bankruptcy, who comes to the government and asks for a special loan under special terms so that his automobile company does not go bankrupt? That person, Elon Musk, that President Obama helped his company survive. Is he a parasite because he asked for a special favor from the government for this loan? The bottom line is this: Americans work hard their whole lives in the hopes that they'll have a comfortable, secure retirement. Social Security is one of the keys to it. When we watch what Donald Trump and Elon Musk are doing to Social Security, we ought to be forewarned. As much as at stake with this current administration and their cutbacks on basic benefits for Americans who work for it their whole lives.
Thank you, Richard. Senator Klobuchar, D. Minnesota.
Thank you.
Minnesota.
Okay. So when all of this started on the day after the inauguration, we warned all of you that chaos would be up. We've been right. We warned you that corruption would be up. We were right. We warned you that costs would go up and he'd create disasters with these tariffs. We were right. And now we're here to warn you about something else. And that is their threats to mess around with Medicaid and with Social Security are real. It isn't just a game. During the joint address, the president spent 3 minutes mocking Social Security. Many of those claims that he made were found to be lies by major newspapers. It's a red alert for the 73 million Americans that Senator Durbin and Schumer mentioned, but it also for 4 in 10 seniors, Social Security is in fact their primary source of income. The president and his billionaire pal, the richest man in the world, have been looking for ways to pay for their tax cuts for the wealthiest. They're looking for $2 trillion. They are ransacking through the government to find it. Ask anyone that's been fired. Musk's team is now trying to fire 7,000 men and women who work every day to make sure seniors get their hard-earned checks on time. So I know a little bit about this. I've got a very strong state office that works on constituent matters all the time. I can tell you right now, when things get messed up, and they do for seniors, for our veterans, they're not going to get on an AI chat line right now. Maybe generations from now they will, but that's not going to work for them right now. And guess what else? They do not have Elon Musk's cell phones. The seniors of this country don't have Elon's number. They don't have anyone to call. That's why they go to the local offices. And often they will call the senator's office, and then we call someone at Social Security to figure out what went wrong. A spouse died. They don't know what happened to the check. They moved to assisted living. These things happen all the time. That's why we have these local offices. In addition, this administration has exposed Social Security data, potentially disclosing millions of Americans' personal information, as Tiffany Flick, who served as the Social Security Agency's acting chief of staff until she was forced out, said in a court filing yesterday. If Social Security's long-standing procedures continue to be ignored by DOJ, that could result in benefits not being paid out, delay in payments. The stakes are high. She is absolutely right. And to our Republican colleagues, with everything happening right now, we say they are elected officials. They are not subjects to a king. They have the ability to stand up. In fact, if 3 of them would do it in the House, or 4 of them, depending on the type of vote, would do it in the Senate, they could stop this. They could do something about the tariffs, and they could certainly do something about this assault on Social Security. Thank you.
Senator Booker.
So there's an old saying, and we all know it, if someone tells you who they are, believe them the first time. When it comes to Social Security, we're watching how Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and other Republicans are mocking the program, as the president did during his joint address. They're weakening the program by laying off thousands of workers, undermining the program's strength, and they're demeaning and degrading people who rely on Social Security, people who paid into it their entire lives, by using words like parasites. We see what they are doing to this program. We are seeing what they're doing to the retirement security of tens of millions of Americans. Our grandparents rely on Social Security. Our parents rely on Social Security. 73 million Americans rely on Social Security, and they have made it clear what they intend to do. They want to attack this program, attack the people that rely on it, weaken the program, and ultimately try to take away from the program in order to give bigger and bigger tax cuts to billionaires. This is outrageous, this is unacceptable, and we who believe in the program, who understand the strength and critical importance of Social Security, understand that this is an earned benefit, we are going to stand up to fight against Donald Trump, against Elon Musk and others who want to take Social Security down. The stand is clear. The president and Musk mock, weaken and demean the recipients of Social Security, and we're going to stand up to defend it.
Okay, let's go over there.
I'm wondering why the lunch took so long. One Democrat came out and said that you had a debate in there. So are you on the same page? Is your party on the
You
same
know why it took a long time? We enjoy each other's company.
Leader Schumer.
Yes, yes.
What do you say to Democratic colleagues who say a government shutdown needs to be avoided at all costs, and therefore, even though you don't like that 6-month CR in the House, it's probably better just to
Look,
accept it?
we're going to wait to see what the House does first.
Leader
Yes,
Schumer.
yes. I've issued a statement on that. It's on my website. Yes.
What do you say to some Democrats who might go ahead and vote for this because they're concerned that if the government shuts down, that's a bad thing, or it gives Elon Musk more enterprise to go through the government?
We're going to wait and see what the House does first.
You're not giving anything specific to those members?